All right. So back to business. Now, last week we talked about the fact that signals may be given. There are two sides of our trading. Either you are an analyst analyzing the signals yourself, or you are picking signals on the signal platform. Okay. So in that case, we went to the platform, WhatsApp platform, and we indicated how some of these signals are being set up. Right? Yes. Now, the next part of it is if it happens that we've set up the trade, how do we apply various risk management tools for us to feel safe and secured in the market? Now, last week we talked about dollar cost averaging, and the sub root of dollar cost averaging is the margin configuration. Margin configuration. Now, when we talk of risk management, they are the various tools a trader employ in the market to ensure that he can win a trade and yet sustain his capital or protect his capital, right? There are the various ways or tools a trader employ in the market to ensure that once he win the trade, he also protects his capital, or once he lose the trade, he also protects his capital. So if it's on the spot market or in the futures market, the goal is to ensure that either I win this trade or I lose the trade. In as much as I'm going to lose or win, I have to make sure that I protect my capital. So the security of your capital comes in what you call it the risk management. So you are applying various risk tools to ensure that you can manage your capital to make profits, or even if the market, if it happens that the market goes against you, you'll be able to protect part of your capital. Do you get it? Do you get it? Good. So over here, let's go straight away. Let's say we have these assets, and of course, most of these assets this morning since last night short and short and short. Good. Now, let's see. Okay. Um, all right. So you clicked on trade settings. You've clicked on manually create. There is something that's let's see. Good. Now, when you look below here, you are going to see three different strategy mode here. The first one is called radical. Radical. This one is conservative, and then the third one is steady. Now, basically, these three different modes applies different risk strategies in terms of trading, right? And this is applicable to every kind of trader in the market. Now, there is a trader that we call him a radical trader. When we say someone is a radical trader, it simply means that such type of trader really love high risk. High risk. So he's so satisfied and okay with highly risk assets. Whatever that it takes for him, either his management or anything, it's very risky. And that is such type of trader. He's always okay. So he's a radical trader. He takes serious risk. And then the next part of it is we have the conservative. Mm? When we see someone is a conservative trader, he either does not take high risk or low risk. So intermediate. Mm? Then we have the steady trader. So with steady, he always want to conform because he's afraid of making serious decision. So he always want to be at the bottom line. Now, that is the reason I've always been saying that when you become a trader, Even people that you listen advice from, or people that maybe you've seen their result that it seems so impressive, the question is, are they just trading, or have you actually asked yourself which kind of trader are they, considering yourself? Maybe the result they are making is based on the fact that such person is a very radical trader, and the day he stop making radical decisions, he will never make money. Maybe you yourself, you are just a steady trader. If you go in to make a radical decision, it will affect you. Maybe you are a conservative trader, stick to that conservative. If you go below your means, it will affect you. The same thing applies to a radical trader. A radical trader can change to be a conservative trader. So it is very, very important when it comes to trading. You must ask yourself some of these questions, especially when people's result begins to be greedy to you. You begin to feel like you are so entitled to someone's results. Ask yourself, do you get it? So now, when it comes to risk management, all these tools, all these things must be understood first, right? All right, good. Now let's proceed. So we get back here, we have manually create. Now on the futures market, the last time I demonstrated this act, the reason why most people get this calculation wrong, the last time I gave it out, and today I'm repeating again before we proceed to the remaining information that we have to share. Are you guys following? Are you guys following? Yeah. All right. So over here we said when a signal is given, first consider the signal. The next thing that you have to do, for instance, consider the leverage that you want to use. So this is the leverage. If you want to use 5x, and then your margin amount, your first margin amount is going to be maybe 20. This simply means it's going to be 850 divided by 5 times 5 times 20. So when you get your calculator, 850 times 5, sorry, divided by 5 times 5 times 20. That is going to give you 17,000. 17,000. That is going to give you 17,000. So 17,000, that is 100. Hmm? That is going to give you 100 USDT. Why? Because you are using 5x with a capital of $20. So 5 times 20 is what is 100. So we just want to get the amount of coin that will give you the 100 US. That is why we did that calculation. It simply means 17,000 bonk will give you 100 USDT. Right? Good. Now, your leverage, which is 5x, is set up. Now, mind you, leverage constitutes another important part of your risk management. Leverage. Because you've already made it known to every trader that You are on the futures market, you are trading based on leverage. And the higher your leverage, the higher your risk of making profits or liquidating. The higher your leverage, the higher your risk of making profits or the risk of getting liquidated. Do you get it? So when we talk about risk management, leverage also form part of your risk management, not just the margin call that you've opened, that is your risk management tools, or the stop loss that you've set, that is your risk management tool. Your stop loss can easily be triggered based on your leverage. Your stop loss can easily be triggered based on your leverage. Your margin calls can be bought very fast or slow based on your leverage. So whenever we talk about risk management aversion tools, you can never ignore the leverage. There are some traders who are too greedy. If they wish, if they got that opportunity, RoyalQ should increase the leverage to 150 so that they can be gambling with 150, which is not good. Hmm? The highest leverage here is 20x, and I've been saying 20x is standard. Just go within 2x to 10x. If you choose to go 15x, 20x, it's up to you. It's your personal decision. Hmm? 2x to 10x is okay. So leverage form part of your risk management tools, because the higher your leverage, the closer your stop loss can be triggered or margin calls can all be bought at the spot. Please, do you get it? Let me know if you get what I'm saying. Do you get it? Do you get it? All right. Good. Now, listen. Over here, um, here we have thousand bonk as a minimum, that is 850. 850. And 850,000 bonk, 850,000 bonk is equivalent to 5 USDT. Plus, let me use plus because it was 0 point something there. It's equal to 5 USDT. Now, we are going to use a capital of $20, the leverage of 10x, sorry, 5x, which simply means 5 times 10 is going to give us 5 times 20 is going to give us 100, which simply means you are using 100 USDT. So we are expecting to enter 100 USDT here, but we don't know the amount of thousand bond that can give us 100 USDT. That is what we are saying. Do you get it? So since we don't know, this is the simplest calculation that we can do. 850 850 divided by the 5, which is the actual USDT, which is 170,000 bonk. Do you get it? Times 5, which is the leverage, times our capital, which is 20, which is giving us 17,000. So if I prefer, I can just come here and then write times 100, because I've multiplied the 20 times 5, which is the 100 USDT. I've gotten the 100 USDT already. So if I just have to multiply the USDT, the total USDT amount, to the number of coins in the assets, and then also the equivalent USDT amount. which is 17,000. So if I get back here, I have to enter 17,000 here. Please, do you get it? We must get this one once and for all. Please, do you get it now? I saw someone asking that question. Do you get it? Mudara, do you get it now? Please, do we all get that calculation right? Hmm? Okay, okay, that's good. That's good. So we can proceed. Good. Now, after you finish with your calculations and everything, we said leverage, and we've spoken about the leverage. We said leverage is everything that you need to understand. No, some people are too greedy, and that is what is killing you. Increasing your leverage is nothing wrong, but it exposes your risk exposure. It exposes your risk in the market. You get it? Because someone with 20x and someone with 10x are not the same. Mind you, you are taking risk to make money, but you need to take a calculated risk, not just risk, but a calculated what risk. Do you get it? Such that if you are to, let's say you are going in a market with $10 as your FBA, you take your leverage is 10x, which is 10 times 10, 100. Another person too is going in the market to the same capital 10, his leverage is $5. Between these two people, of course, the $100 person can make more profit as compared to the $5. 5x, sorry. But when the market changes direction, as we know, things may never happen good for this brother. This person, things may not be good for you at all. You may smell the bitterness in the pot. Do you get it? So you need to take your time considering the level. That's the reason I'm saying 2x to 10x is okay. Make your decision. 2x to 10x is okay. Make your decision. Now, after that, we have the margin call limit. Margin call limit. Margin call limit. This is an important part of your trading journey when it comes to risk management. Basically, the idea of the margin call is to ensure that the trader can be able to ensure that the trader can be able to do what? Buy more, or the market keeps going against the person. So the last time whilst I was trading, I was trading about I was talking about the long and then the short. Someone asked me, how do you open margin calls on the futures, especially whilst the trade goes against you? Listen, the idea is this. I've long the trade. I've short a trade, so below it is down. I short this particular trade. The price keeps going up. Someone was asking, are you not buying it at an expensive price instead? So this is the scenario. Yes, of course, you are buying it at an expensive price. But mind you, your idea is not to buy low and sell high again, but instead is to buy high and sell low. That is the idea on the futures market, shorting the trade. Do you get it? Your idea is that the price is expensive, so I'm buying or I'm going to sell the price since it's expensive. So in this case, if the price goes, if you short the trade, your intention is when the price goes up, it is going against you. So therefore, you are still going to package more products or buy more so that when it begins to go down, you can make more profit on it. So your profit making depends on how fast the price goes up and how fast it gets down. If it goes up to a certain extent and it drops, you make your profit. Do you get it? If it goes up to a certain extent and it drops, you make your profit. So in that case, if you have margin calls, the idea is the wider you buy, the more you can make profit here. Now, the other side of it is this. When it comes to the futures market, listen, the risk management has to be in twofold. It's either you are going all in all. As in, let's say my capital is $30. I decide to my capital is $100. I'm going to use $30 to open a position. Then I set the $70 aside. Mind you, on the cross margin, the last time I told you we will do the advanced class, but we couldn't. So I just need to add something here. On the cross margin, if I leave the trade, either with or without margin, provided I have more funds, it can sustain the trade, but it is not a smart decision. If I have $70 here and I use this $30, this trade can be kept long in the market without margin calls, I mean. But the other part of it is that if I can apply a smart strategy where I can make more profits, I can go below, let's say, with $100, I can use $20 to open the trade, or I can use $10 or $5 to open the position. $5 to open a position. After using this $5 to open a position, I can rather increase my margins from $15, $20, or from $10, $15. I can be increasing it by plus 5, plus 5, plus 5 with time. So let's get back here. I'm going to open, let's say, where is it? So over here, I'm going to open 5 margin calls or 5 margin calls. Now, the futures market, my advice is do not be too of opening too many margin calls on the futures market. If it is a sports market, of which we talk about it, that is fine. But on the futures market, don't worry yourself opening too much margin calls or too many margin calls on the futures market. Now, I have 5 margin calls here. I get back to this side. Now, as you can see, this is the default setup. We have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. What is this principle telling the trader? What is this principle telling the trader? It is communicating something to you. This is what we call the double effect or double up. A double what? Double effect. Mhm. Now, like I was saying, instead of you going into the market with $80 and then using $20 that is not a proper risk management. It should be 20%, 80% rule, not 80%, 20% rule. If I say it should be 20%, I mean it simply means go into the market with a minimum amount first and increase it beyond measure. So I went in the market with $5. If I'm going again, I don't need to go below $5. I need to go above $5. So $5, $10, $30, 60, 90. You see the scenario? So in this case, I have strategically applied this strategy such that if I'm able to buy less at a point in time and then buy more high at a point in time, I am protecting and securing my trade in the market. Because the higher funds I add to the trade, the more I secure my trade. And the more opportunity I also get in making more profit. That is the reason why you see in their default setup alone, they said two. The first one is two times. If I bought two times for the first time, the second time I'm no longer supposed to buy one. It simply I'm reducing my energy. But what they are trying to mean is that keep on increasing your energy. This is one thing that most people don't understand in business. Listen, when you are building business, anytime if you make $1, work hard to make $2. Work hard to make $3. Work hard to make $6. Work hard to make $18. Multiply. But here lies the case. Most of us don't understand business. So when you make $1 today, then you feel so excited. You make $1 today. So you feel so excited such that you reduce your energy. That is what is killing most of us in RoyalQ now. That is the reason why most leaders are running away. Listen, you stop doing what will bring you the results. Now you anticipate that you should get more results. Where will you get that results from? So this is a simple strategy. They said, okay, you bought the first one two times. No longer buy two times again, buy four times. Don't buy four times again, buy 8 times. No longer buy 8 times again, buy 16 times. Buy 32 times. I don't know if you get it. If you understand, give me one in the chat. Let me know. Do you understand? Do you guys understand? Do you guys understand? Good. Now, let me address your question before I proceed. Maybe it might escape me. Does leverage increase chances of liquidation, or does it increase your liquidation amount? Leverage does not increase your liquidation amount, but your chance of either surviving in the trade or getting liquidated. Hmm? So, let's assume, okay, I have 50x, 50x. Another person have 20x. Another person also have 10x. Now, we may all have the same liquidation price, but a little movement of 50x could easily get closer to the liquidation price before 10x would get to that liquidation price. So it's rather the chance of you getting liquidated. That is what it increases. Or the chance of making profit. Mind you, it's just only liquidation. Because the leverage factor both your profits decision and then also your losses decision. Mind you, do you get it? So if someone is using 50x and another person is using 10x, one move, one move could easily wipe and get closer to your liquidation price before maybe 3 moves or 5 moves would happen on the 10x for the person to hit liquidation. Hope you get it. Please, do you get it? I don't know if Peter, Peter, do you get it? I'm very slow this morning because I want everyone to grab the concept. All right, good, good, good. That's good then. Okay, so let's proceed. So this is the idea of risk management. So risk management is not just about opening the margin calls. It's not just someone say, okay, but I open margin calls. You open margin calls, you did. But how weightier the weight of your margin call also matters. Hmm? The weight matters a lot. The other part of it is that as I use this opportunity between this 2x and then sorry, between these two times asset boards, which is, let's say if I'm to buy $10, which is $20, and between $32, so let's say 32 times 20 is going to be, sorry, 32 times 10 is going to be 320. Let's assume I bought 320 USDT in addition. Between these $20 and $32, $320, between these two, which one will I make more profit on it? Which one will I make more profit? Let me know. Which one will I make more profit? Which one will I make more profit? Let me know. Which one will I make more profit? Which one will earn me more profit? Which one will earn me more profit? Yeah, which one will earn me more profit? Which one will earn me more profit? Hmm? Which one will earn me more profit? Very good. Very good. Very good. Let me see. Good. 320. Right? 320. Good. Now, 320 because I have a wider capital here. And even at a point in time, I can choose to increase my take profit. This is the secret most people don't know. So let's assume I have it here. Now, in case margin call drop, margin call drop. Let me talk about this before I talk about the next thing that I have to discuss. Margin call drop. So, for instance, if I'm picking a signal, the margin call drop has been indicated. So, let's say, um, let me see, where's one of our signal group? One word. Okay. So, um, okay. Let me get one of the signals and then with a call drop. Now, you see, so 40% what? Drop. 40% drop. Do you get it? 40% drop. 40% drop. Now, having this here, what do you do? If they ask you to apply the drop in a simple manner, you are opening, let's say, 5 margin calls. They said you are to use 40% drop. So all what I have to do first, let me get back here. The total margin call limit, which is 5, divided by the total call drop, which is 40. That is going to give me, is that the case? 0.1125. No, I think, let me see, 40 divided by 5. So the total call drop divided by what? By my total margin call limit. The total call drop divided by my total margin call limit, which simply means each drop should take at least 8 drop. When there's a sharp drop of 8, a percentage drop of what? 8%, I have to do what? It must buy more. Now, mind you, with this drop, it is not by force that I should make everything 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Since I've realized that each drop will take at least 8, I can lower the first, second, and then the third, then add the rest to the last part of the drop. Since they contain high amounts of money, what I'm trying to mean is this. Now, I know the drop should be 8 since it is 40 and I have 5 drops, 5 limits to buy, and all of them should be at 40 drops or drops. So in this case, what I'm going to do is that I have to take, how do I calculate the drop? Total margin call limit. Sorry, total call drop, which is 40%, divided by my total limit, margin call limit, which is 5%. 40 divided by my 5%. That is what is going to get me the result that I want. And I've realized that it is 8 drop. Per drop is 8. But it is not compulsory that every drop should take 8. So what I'm saying is that you can decide. Trading does not have a fixed formula. Listen, trading does not have a fixed formula. That always you should set yourself in a rigid motion. No, always you should not set yourself in a rigid motion where you can't even turn yourself, you can't do anything. Mm? So what we are saying is, I know at least it must contain 888. But I choose to say, okay, let this part be 3. Mm? Let my next part be 5. My next part of the drop should also be 5. Okay. Now, 5 plus 5 plus 3 is 13, which I should deduct it from the total drop, which is 40. So 13, 40 minus 13. I remain with 27, right? If I'm right. Maybe my calculations are not good. So that's why I love using calculator. 40 minus 13. 27. Very good. It simply means I'm going to share, or yes, calculate the 25 among this between the fourth call and then the eighth call. Hmm? If you I don't know if you get it. Do you get it? Do you get it? Please, do you get the concept? Do you get what we are discussing? Do you get what we are discussing? Huh? Do you get it? All right. Okay, someone say not clear. Not clear. Not clear. Okay. Now, now listen. Signal has been given. This is the signal. They said 40% drop. 40% what? Drop. And even with the 40% drop, they said four margin calls only. Four margin calls only. It simply means your margin call limit should be four. Huh? And yet, with the four, they said the drop should be 40%. What do you do? Even though we choose five. So what we are saying that how do you calculate the drop? Your total call drop, total calls drop, huh? Which is the 40 divided by total limit, which is 5, which is going to give you 8 per drop. It simply means there is going to be 8 here, 8, 8, 8, 8. But what we are saying is that it is not compulsory or it is not by force that you should make all part to be 888. Why? Because you want the first 2, 3 drops to be bought very faster as compared to the last part because it holds higher part of your shares. And the market must be more intense, deeply down or deep below your direction before you decide to buy more. So in that case, if I intend that, okay, this place, I'm going to make it 4. I'm going to make this place 5. Then the next part, let's say 10. Now, let's look at something. 10 plus 5 plus 4. That is 19. 19. So I'm remaining with the fourth call and then the fifth call. Let's see. 19 minus 20, 40. So 19, that is going to give me 21. 21. It simply means I'm going to share 21 between these two. So let me see. 21 divided by 21 divided by 2. That is 10.5. 10.5. Oh, okay. So this place is going to be 10.5. 10.5. Do you get it? If I decide to make this place to 5, all what I'm saying is that now it's your personal decision just to ensure that at least these first 2 calls can be bought very fast with a low drop. Then these ones, the market must dip. You must follow the dip zone. Either it is on long or it is on short. So in this case, whatever you are doing, you are just trusting the process to ensure that your 40 calls has been arranged on the spot. It is there. So this is together. If you are to add everything, that is 40. If we are to add everything, that is going to give us how much? 40. So we have a 40 call drop here. Can you do this? Can you do it? Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Yay, let me know. Is it difficult? Is it difficult? Very good. So let me see these questions. Do you fix this while the trade is still running? How do you fix it? Are the margin call drops leverage as well? So this case now, let's settle this the once and for all. Since the trade don't take much time, the first thing that you have to do, I'm speaking as someone who is to set up a trade from the signal group. Set up the trade. After you are done with the trade, get back to open your margin calls. Set up the trade first. After you are done setting up the trade, get back to open the margin calls. Else by the time you set up, you do the calculation and everything will go against you. Might have missed the trade. Do you get it? Might have missed the trade. So always make sure that you set up the trade first. After the trade is ongoing, get back and open the margin calls smoothly and then go back home. Then now you have everything here. So what the discussion is that over here, you can just make sure that you are buying at a point in time. So someone was asking, does the leverage affect the margin calls? Yes, of course, it does. So for instance, if over here they said I'm buying two of my capital, which was based on the capital that you started with is based on the leverage. So if I'm buying two times of what? Two times of my FBA. My FBA too was based on leverage. So if my FBA was 100, it simply means I'm buying 100. Now this 100 from my FBA, naturally it is 10. It was what? 10. Do you get it? Now, my first buying amount is 100, 100, 100, 100. They said I'm buying two times. So two times simply means I'm going to buy two times of this 100, which is two times 100, which is 200. 200 is how much? It's $20 because I'm using capital of what? 10x. Sorry, leverage of 10x. So that is going to give me $20. Now they said 4x. That is four times. So four times 100. That is going to give me 400, which is 40. So 10, 20, 40. The next one they said 8 times. So 8 times 100, which is 800, which is 80. Do you get it? 16 times, that is 16 times 100, which is 160. I don't know if you get it. My dear, do you get it? Please, hope it's clear. Hope it's clear. Because the actual trading that you are doing, you are using leverage. You are using leverage in your trading. Leverage. Your capital itself is leverage. So that money that you see as 1,000 or 100 is not your capital. It is the leverage that you see there, not your capital. You take your time to calculate before you realize that your actual capital is just $10. So everything, the leverage is also involved. Please, do you get it? Do you get it? Let me hold on so that you ask a question. Okay, so now, is there a formula for allocating the drops in the margins? Is there a formula for allocating the drop? Because some coins liquidate you in between the calls. So if you were following critically, we said when it comes to the drops, oh when it comes to the drop that has been given, the only way you can calculate the drops to distribute it evenly here is based on the fact that the total core drop, which is 40%, divided by your core limit, which is 5. That will help you get an even distribution of the values here. But what we said next was, despite you are going to get even distribution, which is 888, since you want the second to be bought very fast, you can decide to reduce the first, the second, and then distribute the rest onto the fourth, the third, the fourth, and then the fifth. That is what we said. Please, do you get it? Hope you get it. Let me give you the opportunity. If you have any question, please ask. If you have any question, ask. Right? If you have any question, ask. Okay. So now, after you are done, just click on confirm. Now you get back to your advanced settings, cycle. Now, when do you use the cycle mode? On a futures market, I can only advise you use the cycle mode, especially when the market is dipping consistently or the market keeps rising, like as in bull. If the market keeps dipping, it's good to use the cycle mode, but not on meme coins. Listen, not on what? On meme coins. On assets that are stable assets. So, for instance, for some months now, we've seen Bitcoin keeps dropping. Despite it keeps rising, the internal blocks keeps saying that it drops very high as compared to the drops, the rise. So, if it's one time taken, I'll just change it to one shot and be free. You get back here, your buying to be zero. Now, the last time I explained this, I said if you want more profits, don't put your buying call back to zero. But if you want to be out of the market without any hesitation, then put it on zero. Placing it on zero simply means that when the market rise and falls, you don't anticipate profit. Do you get it? All what you want is your exact take profit, which is the 1.3% that you targeted in the market. But if you set it anything beyond zero and the market drop or rise with high momentum, there is more probability that you can make extra profits in addition to your take profits. Okay, so that is it. 0.1. Which one is this? Okay, 0.1, 0.1. Then after you are done, you save the trade, you confirm. Right. Right. Good. Let me get back. If you have any question, ask. Okay. So why should we why should we must have only minimum margin calls instead of many margin calls when trading on futures? Now, on a futures market, listen, on a futures market, it's not the many margin call that you open which will determine either you be liquidated or not, but it is the risk management, your capital, being able to utilize the capital in the market that will determine how long you can be in the market. So if you have the funds, let me make it clear. Now, someone with $40 capital, $40. That person first bought $20. Now he keeps buying $2, $2, $2. Now, mind you, it is not weightier enough. It doesn't have much weight. And it can even buy all of them within a blink. So instead of you doing this, someone with a smart mindset would rather reduce this and increase this 2 or 3. Instead of you buying two, to think you are opening more margin calls. It is not the fancy part of it is not just opening more margin calls, but the most important part of it is opening margin calls which are reasonable, or which is reasonable. A reasonable margin call, not just many margin calls, but a reasonable margin calls. So of course, you may open margin calls, but your margin calls may not be reasonable. Ray, do you get it? You see, sometimes people open margin calls instead of them to, let's say the person open 10 margin calls. 10 margin calls. Now, the capital is just so less that you need to distribute it little among these 10 drops. Whereas the person will get liquidated because the strategy, the risk aversion type that he's using is not reasonable. You could have just used 5 margin calls, distribute the funds in it with heavy or weightier amount, which can sustain you in the market. If it is spot market, there is nothing wrong. But on a futures market, because you might end up getting liquidated, the futures market respect funds. Listen, the futures market respects what? It respects funds, money. So if you have money, use the money reasonably. That is the point. All right, thank you. I believe you get it. Now, the next question, between using 5% of your capital with 5x leverage, which one liquidates faster in case market goes against you? Between using 5% of your capital with 10x leverage and using 10% of your capital with 5x leverage. All right, so in both cases, it is the higher the leverage, the faster your liquidation. Do you get it? The higher your leverage, the faster your liquidation. So it still lies back to the fact that using 5% of your capital with 10x leverage, yes, of course, you could liquidate faster as compared to using 10% of your capital with 5x liquidation. Always, the liquidation is determined by your leverage. Your leverage. Do you get it? The leverage simply means acquired for high risk. Do you get it? High risk. So since you've employed for high risk, definitely you must pay the price. All right. If you have any question, please ask. If you have any question, let me know if there is any hand up. Okay, there is no hand up. There is no hand up yet. All right. Please, if you have any question, ask. We spend an hour and 15 minutes here. Sorry, I said an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. If you have any question, ask before we depart. I believe this session has been helpful. I believe this session has been helpful to you. I believe this session has been helpful to you. Do I have my audience here? Do I have my audience here? All right, Peter, your hand is up. So, Peter, you've been asked to unmute. You can ask your question. Peter, you've been asked to unmute. You can ask your question.
Yes, Coach, thank you. My question is on leverage, the drop and the margin calls. Like in the case where we had the 40% drop, and I said you can be liquidated in between, you find like when you are arranging those drops, maybe the first one you had set it drops by 5%, and then the second call you wanted it to drop maybe by 10, but in between you find before it drops to that 10, the liquidation price reaches before that, so you'll be liquidated. So that means you have to keep on checking your calls every time, and if the drop is faster, it liquidates you before. So I'm asking, is there a formula where when I put in the drops, I'm sure it will go up to 40, even if I'm not on the trade each and every time? Thank you.
All right. So in that case, that's the reason why the drop. What I was saying is that, let me get back here. Okay. Now, for instance, from your question, I bought let's say the first drop is 5. The next drop is 10. You see, there is a wider range within this. So it couldn't hit here before it got liquidated because your next drop was very far.
Yes.
And mind you, since it has bought this, your capital that is in the market here, your capital that is here, it's also getting lost in the market. It's losing its weight. So it needs this capital to add up so that it can sustain itself in the market. But here lies the gate,
Sure.
it's very far. So that
Yes.
is the reason why mostly it is very appropriate to make sure that your drops does not distance itself from each other too much. So that's the reason mostly evenly distribution helps. But what we were talking about the even distribution. When I say the even distribution, I mean if it is 40%, you know that each drop would at least take 8. Each drop will at least take 8. That is the reason why even with the first drop, the second drop, we said do not make it too far. So in that case, if you realize that you distancing it too far may not help, make sure that you don't distance it. That is all. Do you get it? If you realize that distancing your drops, maybe it is 5, the range or the wide between 5 and then 10 is too far, then you have to proceed with 5 5. You get it? 5 5 5, so that it may not affect it much, because you just get to realize that buying 5 here, the drop getting to 5 makes you easier. But if you make it 5 10, now the gap become too far, such that it can't buy any longer before it gets liquidated. Meanwhile, you have capital too. So that is the reason why you must apply both strategies in the market, either going for a wider range or going for a closer range, so that it's at least in all both cases you can enjoy profits in the market. Hope it's clear. Hope it's clear.
Yes, coach.
All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, so I believe that is all for today. There is no other question. I believe that is all for today. There is no other question. Have you been able to learn something good this morning? Let me know. Have you been able to learn something good this morning? Have you been able to learn something good this morning? Let me know. Hmm? All right, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Good. So in that case, the absence of no question, you bring the session to an end. You can go to the YouTube channel to watch the videos there. You have all the sessions, and also I'll be uploading some of the videos. One thing I've realized is mostly when we drop videos on a platform, sometimes people changes their device. So I'm going to make sure that we use the channel as well. So with the channel, either you change your device, you misplace your device or whatever, always the informations are available. Anytime you get back, those information are available for you. You can learn on the channel, use the channel. So they're going to make the channel more effective so that you can use it. Because I got to realize that after I misplaced my device, the channel information were there, but all the group information has been lost. Do you get it? So we are going to make the channel more active. I'll upload more videos there. You at your free time, both the session that we've been having here, I'll be having a short um cut of them, then we'll be uploading them on the channel, so that at your free time you go to the channel, you learn, you get more information. Then even though you cannot ask question on the channel, if you have any question, you come to the group, you ask your question. But I'll be uploading lessons and videos and whatever there, so that you guys can be able to get more information, then also continue with your business as well. Let's all build together, and also let's learn as well. So I believe now, let me use the opportunity to advise you. Please, whoever gets into your DM to share Ponzi scheme with you, please stay away. Whoever claims he's a leader, listen to me. Whoever claims he or she is a particular leader from wherever or whatever, please ignore such a person. And let me use this opportunity. Forget about all those telling you and they want to do this, they want to do that. Forget about all those people. Let me share the channel. So, okay. Focus on your business. Build your business in peace. That is all what I can tell you. Focus on your business and build your business in what? In peace. That is all what I can tell you. Keep learning. Trading is a skills. And when you grab these skills, it's a lifetime skills. You are not going to pay anyone. Stay away from scammers. Stay away from Ponzi schemes and have your peace of mind. That is what I can share with you this morning. Let's go out there to make money. Invite your friends to join RoyalQ. Let them know the good about RoyalQ. Let them know they have full control over their own money, and they are going to build a lifetime skills in RoyalQ. Share the opportunity with them. Let them activate so that you can also enjoy and they can also enjoy. Have your peace and enjoy your day. All right, so that's the channel. I've dropped the channel link on the sorry, over here. I've dropped the channel link over here. So you can chat me on WhatsApp, right? So Bernard, Pastor Bernard, you can chat me on WhatsApp. So please, this is the channel link. You can click on it, join, and then also you can share with your team members. The lessons are already there. So even if you join, all the lessons has been scheduled already. Some of the information that we've shared there, they are already there. We will drop meetings, everything there as well. So just make good use of it. That is all. We are there to share things pertaining to our trading journey and then also RoyalQ. That is all. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's keep doing that. That's all we can have today. If God permits, we have business presentation this evening. Coach Mo will lead that presentation. So let's all get prepared. Inform your team members, inform your downlines, let them all get prepared. We shall meet again this evening. I wish you all the best in your trading journey and have a good day. Love you all. Bye bye bye. All right. So I guess that's all.